And now, marine weather around Alaska.
Moving on to today's weather again. On the chart, we've got low pressure still slowly weakening over the northern Bering Sea. A new weak system brought some rain into the southwest interior. Wind's pretty light here, most areas, even out over the Aleutians, and definitely for the Gulf of Alaska, light rain showers in the Panhandle. Showers, cooler temperatures moved up over the eastern interior today, with some areas picking up a fair amount of moisture over the last 24 hours, while other areas didn't see much at all. For tonight, cloud showers here over much of interior Alaska, mostly down along southern Alaska and the North Gulf Coast areas, and the Panhandle as well. Out over the Bering Sea, a lot of low clouds, fog, light rain, and drizzle with showers there. No big storms expected out there over the next couple of days. You can see for Thursday here, just a very weak, kind of large, weak system there. Lots of shower chances, light rain, fog, and drizzle, IFR flying conditions right up through the Bering Strait. Looks to be mostly sunny there for the Brooks Range into the North Slope with some low clouds and fog on the Arctic coast. Showers, scattered thunderstorms here in the interior to about the Alaska Range, and showers to the North Gulf Coast into the Panhandle. Coastal water forecast, south coast, south winds 15 knots, southeast 15 for the central coast, east winds 20 to 25 knots for the north coast, with those seas up to 7 feet. And for Lynn Canal, southeast winds at 15 knots, same thing for Stevens Passage. Clarence Strait, southeast at 20. For Thursday, central and south coast here, south winds 15 knots, north coast east-southeast at 15 knots, seas 5 to 6 feet, southeast winds 15 knots over the inside waters. And for Prince William Sound, southeast winds at 10 tomorrow, seas at 2 feet, light variable winds for the North Gulf Coast at 10 knots, light variable winds also Barren Islands, Kamishak Bay area at about 10 knots with 3-foot seas. Cook Inlet, south to southwest breeze at 10 to 15 knots with 2 to 3-foot seas. Thursday, Cook Inlet, westerlies at 10 knots. Same thing for variable winds for Kamishak Bay, Barren Islands, western North Gulf Coast, eastern North Gulf Coast, east at 15, east winds 10 knots for Prince William Sound. Kodiak Island, west-southwest, 15 to 20 knots for Wednesday. Alaska Peninsula, Bristol Bay, all out of the west at 20. And for Thursday, variable winds, 10 to 15 knots for the Alaska Peninsula. West winds at 15 knots for Bristol Bay. West winds 15 knots also for Kodiak Island with 3 to 4-foot seas. Eastern Aleutians, central Aleutians, here, west winds 20 knots for the day Monday, seas 5 to 7 feet. West-southwest 15 to 20 knot winds for the western Aleutians. And for Thursday, west-northwest winds 15 to 20 knots with 4 to 6-foot seas out west of Adak. Adak and Atka looking at westerlies and only 15 knots. And for the eastern Aleutians, on Thursday, south winds 15 knots, seas 4 feet. For the southwest coast, south of Nunivak Island, westerlies 15 knots, Yukon Delta coast south at 10, southeast at 10 for St. Lawrence Island. West 10 for Norton Sound, west winds 15 knots here out over the Bering Sea, St. Paul, St. George, and St. Matthew Islands. And for Thursday, St. Matthew Island, east at 15, Pribilof south at 15, southwest coast, light southwest breeze at 5 to 10 knots, seas down to 2 feet, west at 10 for the St. Lawrence Island area, strongest winds Norton Sound, west at 15. Central and east, or both Arctic coast, really tomorrow, northeast winds at about 20 knots, the entire stretch of the coastline, the Chukchi Sea, northwest at 15. And for Thursday, we've got some small craft advisories now here for the western Arctic coast, northeast 25 to 30 knots, 5 to 8-foot seas, and then westerly winds at 20 knots there, blowing in toward Kotzebue Sound. And for the central and eastern Arctic coast, east-northeast winds 15 or at 20 knots with 4-foot seas.